Yes, sir. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's see. Let's go ahead and run it up. Let's run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Get started in a little bit. It's levels of mastery. Let's give everybody about a minute or two to join, and then we'll get started. I forgot where I'm going from. I know I'm blessed when I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's all right inside. Oh, every morning, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing, so worthy this comes down. Lift the eyes to live some blessed man. With my 20 years as far as I can. That's nice. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Master Pyro tapping in on Levels of Mastery every Tuesday. You can find me here on YouTube live stream on IMC TV, streaming for Levels of Mastery. Right, this channel, this show is in particular in a path of individual like myself that people can really reflect on. Excuse me, I had a message. People can reflect on the similarities on, you know, elevating and unlocking your potential, right? Whatever that is for you. And I believe, and I've come to see for myself, that the more I begin to integrate things that I learn, things that I hear from people, and and also studying somebody or listening to somebody that is on a path of their own and and is able to share things that they go through, things that they can use, things of that nature is something that is really important to be able to partake in. And it's something that I like to keep on giving parts of my process. That's what this is about. And also, if you join live, for those that join live and come here live, you're able to have interactions and talk and speak on things that maybe you need a little more clarity on, right? And everything that I speak on at Levels of Mastery, I think is a very surface level. Like, for people that are, tapped into spirituality, things of that nature, these are, surface level things, but like fundamental things, if you will. And then sometimes I go a little deeper into those topics, depending on, who engages and where I am in the day and whatnot. But at least at minimum, my job is to make sure that I bring awareness, and that's what it's about. And that's something I want to talk about today on Levels of Mastery is your awareness on being comfortable in uncomfortable positions, and how are you being consistent in finding comfort in uncomfortable situations, right? And building that callus, if you will, on that. And on Levels of Mastery, I unlock a lot of things within myself. And listen, this is what I got to show before I get into everything, right? Because some people have to have a reference on, who's speaking. For those that never, heard of me, this is the first time you're hearing of me, you're seeing me, things of that nature. This is a video that I posted on Throwback Thursday, I think about a week or so. Like all these, I see are completely different. And like the best thing about like this video is it's the journey. Right? Okay. Show you one more. Just some photos of like Throwback Thursday stuff, right? Why is this important? Because at this point, man, it's like you gotta keep going so far in your path. You gotta really go in, like dive in so far that it's like you're better off just keep going where you're going. Like it'll take you more longer to go backward than it is to go where you're trying to get to. And I learned that's the same from Nipsey Hussle. I don't know where he got it from, but it's like when you begin to climb the ranks in your life and you begin to elevate, you start seeing that for you to keep on going, you got to keep on putting yourself in uncomfortable positions and challenges that a lot of people are not willing to do. Oh, this is another thing I was going to show. Okay, so that was, my growth and all that, right? This was me this past Saturday. All right, so I'm gonna reshare it for the ones that just joined. All right, I just started, so good, glad to have you here, brother. So I'm sharing. This is the process of mastery, right? And I've been on this path for the last 5 years now. I want to say, studying with AZD. So I've been really tapped in, right? I'm the videographer for AZD IMC Nation. I've done all the Millionaire Club videos, all that stuff like that. But anyways, this is a video. This is like a Throwback Thursday video that I put together of like when I first started going after my passion. Like when AZD woke up my passion, this is when I started. This is a video of that. This is like a whole lot of, I used to work at a hospital, started working with girls, with models, speaking, traveling. That's IMC base 1. Me celebrating, doing a photo shoot. So I'm showing that because I came from something, right? Now that was me coming up, right? And then this was me Saturday. This is me Saturday. I'm on the big stage. But legends, these are legends on the stage, right? I'm filming them. So what am I getting at with all this? Well, it took everything that I've learned for the last 5 years to be able to move in a room like that. Because see, when you're in a room full of, I'm talking about everybody that's in the trailer, these are motherfuckers that everybody wants to get a picture with. Everybody wants them to sign something. Like these are those people that have extreme high value, right? And then here comes me, IMC Monk, that people are getting to know me, or they're learning to know who I am. So it's like, how do I communicate to these individuals without looking like a fanboy or feeling like I don't have enough value to be in the room? Because that comes across very apparent when you see people come and approach them. It sees it. You could just see how they treat them and how people treat them, and it's just like, fuck. But because I'm intelligent in social dynamics, because I've been studying one of the greatest ever that ever lived when it comes to male and female dynamic, when it comes to business, when it comes to all that shit, I've been able to create the lifestyle that I'm now living, where I'm fully dependent on my art, my craft, and my passion. And that's the point of my live stream. My live stream is to share layers of my levels of mastery. And within me doing that, you're going to be able to come across, where are you in your level of mastery, right? This is like my 8th or 10th episode. I don't know what it is, but I go through different levels and layers of it. And like I was explaining to one of my base members here, right? I'm in base 5 Phoenix. I was explaining to one of them this morning. I said, you know, what a lot of people lack is they lack going in field. They lack putting their shit that they've learned to the test. Like they don't want to expose themselves. And that's why I have given him a task to do when he's in field, right? A time limit. Like I've given him instructions so he can elevate himself in the field. But the little bit of points I want to share with that is that a lot of people they're not willing to expose themselves. And that's something that's very important about this topic, about learning how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, like the cold shower, waking up at a certain time, having a wake up time, sleeping on the floor, doing meditation, doing yoga, doing a physical exercise, reading a book, learning how to have a morning routine, like having a process, like all these high value things that when you put them in order and you line them up, you become one of the most sharpest versions of yourself. And also going in field, right? Being in field, being in a social interaction and knowing how to create something out of nothing. That is the art of living. How was I able to go to that place, a field full of strangers, high level strangers at that, and make them become my friend, make them want to be my friend, right? Am I doing some kind of magic? Am I doing some kind of like trick? Am I pulling something out of my hat? Of course not. What I am doing is I'm exercising my intelligence in relation to another human being. That's very key and very important, because when everybody else sees me when I'm there, they're trying to figure me out, just like everybody's trying to figure you out. See, a long time I've been a super introvert. Like, man, I always thought like I was invisible to some point. Like, I don't know where I got that idea from, but it's like, when you learn the arts of pickup, when you learn the pickup arts, when you learn the social dynamic arts, when you learn the things like that, you start realizing that you bet on that part of the game of people feeding you attention. Because when people don't give you attention, or people don't register, another word, they don't register you in an environment, your value is just not high enough. This is what it is. If somebody scans the room, and that's exactly what they do, they just scan right past you, your value, you didn't portray something about your avatar. You didn't portray something with your posture. You didn't portray something with how you're communicating at the moment to stick out and be like, who is that individual? That's very key. It's very key. Now, I'm speaking on a networking perspective right now. I'm not going into the process. I'm speaking a little bit about the process because it's related, but right now I'm in the networking understanding of it, right? That's what I'm sharing with you. I went from working at I got out the military. I was working landscaping. Then I went from landscaping to working at a hospital. College dropout, not college dropout like I couldn't hang, is that I dropped out because I started seeing and realizing that shit just wasn't going to happen for me. Why? Because no other reason that my heart wasn't in it. Just bottom line, my heart wasn't in it. I saw there was something bigger in my life to do. So to be able to have something that the world can consider of no value, how is it that I can go in a place like that and have the most updated value of people that make more money than any degree there is out there? Okay. Number one, it comes from studying AZD. I just got to say that off rip. I give full J Guru Dev to AZD because everything that I learned from transcendental meditation, all my practices, literally before I got on this live, I did transcendental meditation, which is one of the highest meditations there are. I'm right now fresh off of meditation. Normally I don't do this. This is a new thing that I'm trying, doing a little meditation before I get here. And then later on at 4:30, I have Bikram yoga. This is my daily exercise to my body. Now, see, when people see me in the streets or whatever, tattoo, dreadhead, whatever, they would never think that I'm about to go do yoga or I just came from yoga. But there is a way to translate your life. There's a way to communicate that when you speak, you are giving value, and you are also attracting more of what you want in your life. And that's one thing I learned from my mentor, is that, man, we have too much language. We have too many words and language patterns in our mind that separate us from our environment. They create this barrier amongst the man and female. They create this barrier between that next project that you're trying to get. Naturally, because we've been giving the language of individuals that never truly observed what they're saying and how they're saying it. As we all know, a lot of times it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, how you're animating what you're saying. And a lot of people lack animation. They lack the willingness to express fully of what's in their heart and what's in their mind. And a lot of that comes from detoxing your mind or filtering, having proper filters. So my mind right now is, for example, one filter is meditation, a high level meditation. So my thoughts are being processed through that activity that I have. So if you don't have certain activities that help guide or put a margin in your thinking or ways, it's kind of like a margin of ideas that come in, then you leave your mind susceptible to just go anywhere. And that's the thing. You with the master, you start seeing, okay, there's a time to allow my mind to wander and to explore in the sense or in the light of creativity, right? That's what I do. When I'm about to create a video, when I'm about to film, I'm about to create a product, I'm about to help a brand, I have to allow my mind to let go. I have to be creative. See what comes to me, right? That's what people say. Let me see what gets to me. That's a moment of exploring the mind. But I can't be like that all day. You know what I'm saying? I can't be all day like, let me see what comes to me. No, that's like a wind. That's like a leaf blowing in the wind. It's here, it's there, it's over there. And a lot of people's communication is like that. When they're talking to a woman, their communication is like that. When they're talking about a project or a business transaction that they really want, their communication comes off like that. It's like, fuck, bro, you got to have some kind of margin when you're in that space. So that is where the master holds the middle and understands that his mind is a tool. It's not who he is. That's a little deeper. I'm going to save that for a little later. But you guys got to be aware of where that resonates and what we're speaking. And this is where I am. I'm way more deeper in that understanding. But just to make sure I'm speaking in the sense of like, this is a real general audience. I got to make sure I keep at a certain level. And I'm learning this. This is something that I'm learning. Like, you guys are literally watching me learning how to communicate. Man, I wish next time I'm going to have a video of like one of my old videos on how I used to speak. So you guys can see the contrast. Like, I was terrible with language. Like I used to stutter. I used to have open, vague sentences. Basically, it's like very broad ways of speaking. So like I couldn't really connect points together in my speech. But this is why I took the challenge of doing IMC TV. So I can keep my motor skills in my speech sharp. You got to exercise it. So that goes back into learning how to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Every time before I go live, I'm like, fuck, what am I going to talk about? I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I still don't know what I'm going to talk about. But when you're on a process, when you're on a path, it's very easy for you to draw from because your life becomes rich, that you can just speak about your experiences. I just showed you my experiences. That's what I'm speaking about right now. And because I live on purpose, I live intentionally, I can draw out my lessons and my purposes within that I can share to the world, which is the most valuable thing there is. The most valuable thing there is imagination and communication. How I communicate my imagination and my ideas to you is very valuable versus somebody that doesn't put that together at all. You don't even want to hear them. You're like, what are you talking about? What value do I get from this? But when you listen to somebody that understands the value of communication, imagination, you want to know more because you start to see different versions of yourself that you're exposing yourself to. And a lot of things about people is that there's levels of people. There's some people that don't even expose themselves to information. Like they rather shield themselves from being exposed. Then there's other people that don't mind being exposed to it, but they don't want to fully step into it because then they're going to expose something about themselves because they're aware of what that's going to expose. Then you got people that go through the process of being exposed, but they don't know where to go from it. And that's where having a mentor comes into play. You got to have a mentor. You got to have somebody that tells you, hey, I've been through this. I've been through that. And I'm doing it at the highest level. You're better off finding out how I did it so you can get to where you got to get to. That's why AZD is my #1 on that. If you don't know who AZD is or anybody that's watching me, even if this is an old video you're watching, this is my mentor, Araj Sapar Divazar. He is the highest level communicator there is that ever walked this planet. How do I know? I met this man before I even locked my hair. Okay, so I go way back. I've been studying him before I even started growing out my hair. And I'm saying that the sense of I have a relationship with him. I've met him. I know how he is in person, right? I've experienced living with him. I've been in his house. I've lived in his house for a course of time. And what I'm saying is that just being around him, I've been able to shift how I communicate, how I live my life, how I get women at the level that I get women, most importantly. And why is that? Oh, why is that so important? Well, listen, that's how I judge a man. I judge a man about the quality of women that's around him and the quality of communication between him and women at minimum. At minimum, I'm 100% going to judge a man on how women talk to him because that is a direct reflection on what he allows women to talk to him like. It just makes sense. Women know to speak to me a certain way because my character has been created to be able to live like this, basically. And I took on the challenge that come with it. Whatever it took, whatever the price was for that, I took it. Because I'm willing to change my life. I'm willing to see the fullest potential. I just don't believe that anything that I've ever witnessed in my life from another man, I firmly don't believe that I cannot not have that. Whether it's the money, the women, the communication, the business, right? The relationship, the most purest thing in life is relationships. The most purest thing in life. A human being cannot live a life completely with zero relationship. You're gonna find it somewhere in somebody's story, somebody's history. Him and their mentor, him and their wife, him and their soldiers, him and his comrades, his colleagues, whatever. There's always a relationship between the individual and something outside of him, which is the most purest thing. Now, how you choose to and the way it's something that I'm exposed to and know is that there is a high potential in that. So why am I striving for anything low? Why am I striving for things that's just average? In this lifetime, I don't know about last one. I don't know about the next one. I don't fucking know. What I do know is this one right now, I know I'm capable of doing it. I know I am. I myself need to be able to find out how do I exercise it. And that's what I've been doing. And I've exposed myself to these different levels. I realized that the more that I accept that I don't know, I begin to grow more of. I accept that I don't know a lot. Right? When somebody else has no idea about this art, I'm aware that it looks like I know a fucking lot. I know I'm a high level. I get that. I do see that, but I'm humble. So I don't really see it as that, because when I look at where my mentor is and who he studied from and where they are, man, I'm like this in their world. However, I am a beast. I am a giant in my very own world that I've created. And I'm always ready to prove that everything that I've learned from my chi line, everything that I've learned from my mentor, I'm always ready to show the power of what I'm connected to. But I'm humble. When it comes to my mentor, I'm humble. I'm nothing like that. But when it's time for me to represent myself and who I learn from, you best believe that it's time to go. And that's why your Instagram, your social media, whatever represents you, your clothes, whatever, your hair. Like me, I just did my hair. Like I was looking at my other video. I'm like, damn, my hair was looking crazy. But I mean, it's part of having locks or whatever. But it's like it's always time to change your avatar. It's amazing with how the mind and body works. That you literally just gotta cut your hair, grow your hair, trim this, trim that, and you vibrate differently. You become a different frequency. You wear a different kind of shirt. You put on a different kind of shirt. You put on different kind of smells. You vibrate differently. Now, this is important in social dynamics. That's not a little thing. One person that doesn't smell good versus someone that does smell good has a different effect in the environment. One person that's clean cut versus someone that's not as clean cut has a different effect in the environment. Someone that has a combination of all, you best believe it's a whole different experience. I don't know about you, but I'm looking for the highest level of experience I can have all times. And this is where transcendental meditation comes into play, because that technique integrates you at a very deep core in the mind and the spirit. It's one of the highest levels of meditation in this world. All right. Let me see where I'm at with some notes real quick. If there's any questions, I don't know who's online, but if there's any questions or insights, please feel free to ask away. If not, I will keep going forward. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Cool. So what else I want to finish off with, man? So I showed you guys a little bit of the that was the event. That was like a little recap video that I did. Look, this is me on stage. Right? There's a lot of people in that background. It's me on stage with one of my artists, my brother, Check the Star. Look at all those people in the back there. Now imagine how you would feel if you're on stage with all these people there. And like just turn around, like, let me get a picture. But that comes with a certain character. Like you just can't step on stage and be like, yeah, I could be right here. That's literally what I did though. Look, and I don't have no badge around my neck. This is very important. I have my beads and my own personal chains, right? And all the other videographers there, they had like all access pass and, they got like 3-4 bands to make sure. So what makes me different? How I hold myself, how I walk in there, and what value I hold within. Because when people look at me, they're like, I don't know, let me ask him. Let me not just boot him out. He might be somebody. Now that's important to know, because that's a dynamic. That's a dynamic. That's a skill. Like I always tell people, if you ever see me outside of even within my own room, I'm in my own house or my own space, but not really, because I'm amongst brothers, so I don't have to do that. But the moment I step out my house, I highly suggest you pay attention to how I move, because everything that I'm doing is a skill set. How I'm walking, how I'm looking, how I'm speaking, who I'm addressing, how I'm addressing them. Like all that is a skill. It's just once again, it's called social dynamic. It's a lost art. It really is. It's a lost art. Nobody is like, when I say social dynamics, like, what is that exactly? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is everybody doing? That's why everybody's violating each other. That's when you go out, you're like, I can't believe this motherfucker is saying that at a place like this, or why are they speaking about this, or why is their voice so high, or why are they speaking so low, and like all these things is the unawareness of social dynamics. And this is why I think it's my responsibility to a degree to speak on it and bring it to life, because that is going to dictate your network. Your network is your net worth. It is how valuable you are based on who knows you, not who you know. That's something that I learned. It's not about who know. It's not about who you know. It's about who knows you. Because trust me, I've been in so many places with some big names, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that person. But if that person sees me outside that venue, they ain't gonna know who I was. So they don't know me. So I don't got no relation with them. So your network is who knows you, who says, hey, that's so-and-so. That's your network. That is people that is willing to say that amongst their friends. Oh man, like people don't get it, man. People don't get it. Let me see it. Brother, why don't you unmute and ask me that question, brother? Go ahead.
I mean, I was just taking notes and I just hit enter. But
yeah, no doubt.
Hey, yeah. So I was wondering, like, just so I can learn, like, see examples of like the social dynamics that you mentioned. I was like, so what's a movie character that you see and like, oh man, that guy has it, or that girl has it?
Man, that's really good question, man. I cannot think of a movie off the top of my head that I can say as far as social dynamics go. What I can say is there are some characters that I watch that I learned from. So definitely like Denzel, like I watched Denzel, right? So like Training Day or like Man on Fire, almost any Denzel movie, right? Especially Equilibrium. Those are really good ones, right? Just because that's the protector of loved ones, right? That's one of the attraction switches, right? Is the protector of loved ones. So that is really, really, really good. Hold on, I got yes, sir. For me, definitely Denzel. Yeah, I do need to put a nice little list together to really have a good answer on that. But as far as actors, for sure, that movie. I like to see people that's fully in the character of what I'm watching. Like because I could see things. It's like I could tell they're acting. Like, damn, that's some good acting. Then I like to see things where I'm like, I forgot that motherfucker was acting. I really thought that person was that character. Like you forget that that's Denzel for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you know that person has it. You know, and that's how I believe for myself I should be like in set, where people forget who they're talking to. They're just so entangled in the moment. And that's when you know the artist is breathing. You know, it's like like I always tell people, like when you're having an interaction, even at the gas station or at the restaurant, your waitress, like when you're fully in character, they are gonna forget that they're at work. Like it's gonna be a moment where they're like, oh yeah, well, did you want some napkins with that? Like they just forget. And that's because you're so tapped in and you're having such pure communication with another individual that it snaps them out of this mundane thing that they're going through, that they have to remember that they're at work. It's the same thing when you're watching a movie. You have to remind yourself you're watching a movie. When you're so in, you're like, oh shit, oh, it's a movie. Damn, that was good. Damn, like your mind transported. And that's where you know you're in character or something is in character. So that's the best way I can answer that question.
How do you like get into character as you described it? Is it like when you do like a curtains call or curtains up, there's like they use that word, right?
Yeah.
How do you get into like character? Is there like was there a trial and error period for you where you just kept on approaching and you rejected a lot?
So let me ask you, have you studied AZD at any chance?
By study, I just watched his YouTube videos, but it was a long time. It was about a year on and off.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, the reason why I asked that is because, you know, a lot of things that I learned, it comes straight from his teaching and his structure of it. I don't know how qualified I am to really speak on it because I don't know. I just do what I do. What I can say is that you know, everything is trial and error, man. Like everything is trial and error. Like you're always gonna have to go test the new BMW out, the new Mercedes, right? It's like you always gotta test it out before you know this is the right one or the right thing. And how I get into character is you know, I look into a vibe. I find you gotta find your vibe. You gotta know what that is. You gotta find like an address point. Like there's like a location point within where you know, like this is who I am. This is how I like to be. This is like the highest version of myself. So this is like a lot of mental exercises, right? You got to see if everything was how you wanted it to be, how would you be looking? How would you be dressing? How would you want to drive? Is that the car you would drive? Is that the shoes you would want to wear? Is that the cologne you would want to dress? Is that the people you want to go out with? Like all these questions are important because you see, when you watch a character in the book or in a movie, everything that's in there is on purpose. Even though if there's one thing that I learned about Hollywood or film production, to the fucking napkins on the ground or the cups that's tipped over at the party, like the way how they make it look, it's on purpose. The more it looks like it wasn't on purpose is more on purpose. So it's like your life has to be more on purpose. It has to be more intentional. And that's how I get in character. You know, from the tattoos that I have to me locking my hair, to me wearing my beads, you know, the days that I wear certain things like that, it's an energy that you begin to develop, and it's a process. So it's not something that's overnight. I can't say it's overnight. Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Hey, brother, I'm on live. What's up? You good or what's up? Okay, bad. I got you. Is it all right? Bad. Small boy, check the star. Shout out, check. What's up, brother? Let me go ahead and add. I gotta add a collaborating. I just did this collaborating post with Check. He just posted it. So that's the video I made. I made that video for him. But I gotta add a collaboration because he has me collaborate. See if you see his Instagram. His Instagram has 450,000. He's verified. Right. This is my work. It's on there, but he just posted this video. I gotta add it so I could I gotta put a collab. How the fuck do you do this? There it is. Invites you to collaborate. Okay, accept. Okay, so now I'm a collaborator, which basically means we both share that same post now. So now every like and comment he gets, I'm gonna get credit for it as well. That's what that's for. But you know, yeah. So it's a process, brother. Like I said, I've been studying for the last 5 years. I've followed his process. I followed everything that he's been saying for the last 5 years to the T. Like to the T, and it's results. I mean, it's results. You can look into my life. You can look into my Instagram. Like the closest thing I share about my life is my Instagram, you know? So I can show you posts where, once again, I was working at a hospital. I was in college. I was in the hospital. I was working in the military. I did all those things. And when I got out, that's when I was like, you know, I got to commit myself to something. And at the time, AZD had a program. It was called Love Spell at the time. And it wasn't that many people. It was his first like monthly program that I could afford, and I just jumped on it. Like I just did not hesitate, and then I ended up getting very close to him because I was one of the few that was taking that opportunity. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it blows my mind where I am in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you, for sure, because I've created Master Pyro. Master Pyro wasn't given to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to create that. That came out of the infinity of who I am. It came out of this process that I learned from AZD, where that's who's talking to you. If I was to talk to you as the person I was before I started AZD, you wouldn't even understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like it's completely different. but it's very dope that you are asking the question that you're asking, because it's not a little question that you're asking, because it's not an average question that you're asking either. So that means you have the intelligence to grow in that you just asked, and that's very important, man. So I hope to see you around more. There's a program called Midday Gospel that's a monthly program for AZDs. You should look into that. If you ever follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is master_pyro. I can send you the link to one of the brothers that can hook you up and put you on the program. And I highly suggest that you do, brother, because I will be doing a disservice not telling you to learn from my mentor, like just straight up. There's a lot you can learn from me for sure, whatever time my mentor doesn't have, but I'll always say you gotta go to the source. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that guy I don't like being the middleman. Like, go to the source, you know? In the art that I'm learning. That's what I mean by go to the source. I don't want to the source of where this art is coming from, because I'm exercising the art of living through the AZD process. You know, everything that you see, from the women, the lifestyle, the cars, the respect from these men. These are gangsters. These are legends that's giving me respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a certain character once again. And look at me, I'm a skinny dreadhead, whatever, but it's not about being that. It's about formulating a character that's indestructible. It's about being a true beast within yourself of a man, the core essence of being a man, that every man must respect and analyze. Once you see it in a man's eyes, you must respect that. We all know as men, like, that's like a men talk right there, because a woman can't understand that. That's why they walk around like this world is so sweet. It's like, nah, you don't understand. They will never understand. But as a man, we know what it looks like when a man is on his shit and cannot be fucked with. That's part of it, you know. So yeah, brother, you got any other question?
Yeah, I'm actually I watched the Midday Gospel today. Like, I was in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I do have another question. So, like, well, I have two. Where do you see yourself, like, going with videography, and do you want to go to, like, movies, or you want to stick to, like, the
Yeah.
music videos and the photography?
No. Yeah, no. So I see it growing as far as it grows. And I do see myself at some point having my own studio and producing, producing big film. Right now, I'm in the works of creating a short film, between either looking for a writer or I don't know, because I have a team. I have enough people around me that I can pull from, but I wouldn't need to look for one. It's just setting up the the little mundane, not mundane, the little things that you got to set up to do a whole film. But yeah, I'm actually looking at doing short film. I've already done pilots. I've done all those kind of things like that, but I haven't really took it to that next level, because right now I'm working on getting my business off the ground, putting people in position. So once I get that foundation set with my business that I just finished launching, then I'm going to start going into the short film and doing short film festivals and shit like that, for sure.
When you, like, desire something, right? Do you go the manifestation route, or, like, fake it until you make it, or do you just surrender and just let it go and just go with the flow? What like suits you the most?
That's a really good question, bro. I don't fake it till I make it. I make it till I make it. Like, I make it till I make it. So it's like whatever is around me, like, put it like this. I have this understanding where it come from. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I just choose not to believe otherwise. That I don't believe that whatever level I'm on in my life, I don't believe that I don't have enough tools to get to the next level. Just like any video game, right? You gotta go through the whole stage, and you gotta find what you gotta find to get to the next level. So I say that to say, in the sense of, I use what's available to me to mock, like, like an Iron Man suit. I'm using what I have to get the job done now. So as I'm progressing in the story, I can begin to upgrade my suit, if you will. There's always enough pieces to get to your next level and what that is. So when I have a desire, if I want something that I want to do, that's what I do. I find, okay, who in my environment, who in my communication lines is closest to that connection that I'm looking for. And then I go down that route and just keep unfolding it. Going in field, once again, going in field, going to networking places, talking to people. Like you gotta go out into the world. You know, a lot of people rely a little too much on the social media or the digital. Yes, you can network through here 100%, but it's something different when you're doing both, or when you're doing being in the field more. So, and while you're doing that, you're surrendering to everything that's not in alignment of that. That just life has to deal its cards, you know, like life has to deal its cards while you're doing what you're doing. So while that's happening, I'm surrendering, but I'm still moving forward in the direction that I'm going. That's kind of how it is in the small breakdown.
Sweet. Sorry if the questions are a little bit awkward or something, but
No, I
I'm
don't
curious
think it
about
is.
it.
No, I think that's a really good question, because that shows me where you are in a good way. Like, because once again, these are not regular type of questions. People don't ask these kind of questions, you know. Like, there's not enough of these kind of conversations happening. Put it like that, you know, that needs to happen. So I'm open to any question that you have. Really, that's why I go live, so people can ask me this.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone's on their journey to like learn more about themselves, right? That's why I wanted to like I'm basically joined in with the IMC and all that to like learn more about myself. Do you have any feedback for me, like just from this small conversation, like things I could improve on and all that stuff?
No, I don't think I'm qualified yet, to be honest with you, to do that.
Mhm.
I'm a very humble dude, man. I'm super humble. I don't think I'm qualified to do that. I think I haven't had enough conversation with you to really give a good solid uh sorry, my phone's blowing up. Jesus. What I can say is I would say is that, you know, when you're learning the AZD process, it's a commitment to yourself. It has almost nothing to do with AZD. You know, everything that you learn, it has everything to do with him, but to the level you take it, it's a commitment to yourself of it, you know? And so I would just say, man, stay committed to yourself. Because this art, you know, I'm speaking from experience. This art freed me as a man, 100%. This art truly made me the man I'm supposed to be, and how I'm supposed to be walking around on this planet. And it's like, it's something that I will never trade for anything in this life, like, for sure. Like, I've been around, bro. I've been around people that got the Rolls Royces, that got the penthouses up at the top. Like, I'm tapped in with all those people. And when I'm around them, I see everything that they lack as a man because of what I learned through this art. I see everything they lack on communicating to the woman. I see everything that they lack on communicating to another. Like, I see it all because of what I've learned through this art. And I'm so blessed to be able to do that, because I didn't give up on myself in this art, you know? And that's pretty much about it, man. Like, I know I have to maybe check out your Instagram if you got an Instagram. I'll have to check out, you know, if you come around more. But you know, I like to see you more around more, you know, see you in right now, the camp that he's doing, his advanced classes are free. This is pretty much a donation based. So I highly recommend you get on that, like, for sure, because you get this whole month on your budget, basically, which he does not do at all. Like, I've been paying top dollar for the last 5 years, and this month in particular, he's giving it on people is asking, you shall receive. So whatever you can give, you're still going to be able to get the full product. So I highly, highly, highly suggest you get that, because we don't know if he's gonna do that next month, and I think that's huge, because I didn't have that when I was coming in the game. So it's like, let me help benefit those that don't know about it to get on it. So it's advanced. Like, so what you was on today, that was like, you know, like, in my language, it's like the standard class. And then you have advanced class, which is he goes on at night and later on the day. And then this coming weekend, he goes 3 days straight on high level teachings. So I wouldn't want you to miss out on that, brother, because it's high level shit that every man needs. So like I said, if you have my Instagram or whatever content, just let me know. I could shoot you the people that can connect you with the link and all that. Just tell them that I sent you, and you know, just tap in, brother, because it's gonna change you, bro, for sure. I mean, I'm an example. I made it my responsibility to be an example of what I learned from ACD. You know what I'm saying? And I do that in a humble way. And I just hope to see you around, bro, so I can give you more insights and shit like that, bro. You know, I've been around it, like I said, I've been around ACD in base one since the beginning. So I'm very tapped in on, you know, what's going on. I shoot all the videos. If you go on the YouTube channel, all the music videos that you see, all the Millionaires Clubs videos that you see, that was me that shot it and filmed it and edited it. That's the same thing, shot and film. I'm the one who directed it, filmed it, and edited it by myself. So you can see all that I've been involved in and stuff like that. Just do your homework. I would say just do your homework, brother. Like, catch up as much as you can. Like, you have some homework to do. That's what I can say. You have some homework to do, brother. But take pride in that shit, bro. I'm telling you, because, bro, I'm unstoppable because of it, bro. And I know it. I'm unbreakable. You know what I'm saying? And every man needs to feel this. Every man needs to have this, for sure. You're going to dominate your world indefinitely.
Right
Anything
on,
else?
brother.
Anything else?
No, I will. I've actually deleted my Instagram, but yesterday I got back on it because I was talking to Chris,
Okay.
Yogi Chris, and he said just
Yeah.
get back on Instagram. So I have.
Yeah.
I'll follow you and I'll let you know about like that event. Ask and you shall receive. About that,
Yeah.
like get a link for that or something. And yeah, sure,
Yeah, I
why
got
not?
you. Yeah, I got you, bro. I'll relate the word, and then you just let them know that I sent you or whatnot. And yeah, bro, they'll take care of you, bro. We're here, like the high level guys, we're here to help those that didn't have the privilege of being close to ACD at the time that was available. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's our job, because, man, bro, like, there's so much that I've learned, bro. Like, man, I love it. I just fucking love it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love this. I wouldn't want to do nothing else, bro. I'm telling you. That's why I'm not doing anything else. You know what I'm saying? I've sacrificed a lot to be here, and it was worth everything that I've done to get here. 100%. Because if not, I'll be fucking working at the hospital still, or be in the fucking military, being fucking miserable, thinking I'm supposed to be doing that shit. I know I wasn't supposed to be doing that shit. You know, so whatever change is coming for you on that, you know, I look forward to seeing your evolution, brother. Or if you commit to it, of course, and it's only going to benefit you and everybody around you at the end of the day, you know. And yeah, brother, let me type it in real quick so you have a little bit of time to
Give me one second. Let me get my phone.
no doubt, no doubt. I'm gonna put it here. You can mute before you go. I'm gonna put it here, and just go ahead and check it out before you leave, so I can close this out real quick. So, you know, a lot of things that I shared on this live has just been a lot of reflections on where I'm at with my path. You know, next levels of mastery, I think I'm going to go a little more deeper into my path as far as where I started and how I used to communicate where I am, so people can start seeing the contrast of where I am, because I don't want people to feel like I just landed here. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I was so, like, once I started, I was so aware that where I was gonna be, people are gonna be like, oh, he just got lucky, bro. It's far from luck, bro. It's far from luck. So far from luck. It comes from a place of this pure creation, you know, pure creativity. We've lost that part of our life where we want to be creative with our life. It's like they told us, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, everything that was creative about who we thought we were and who we think we are and who we know we are, they fucking, you know, cut the roots. Like, nope, nope, nope. Can't have that, can't have that. Don't do that. Don't spend your money on that. Don't buy this. Don't go here. Don't do this. Like, it's a whole bunch of don't. And you just, like, it's just cutting the fucking roots and the fucking branches every time you grow. And this is why having this process is essential, because it begins to re-stimulate these roots that have been cut for so long. that we forgotten how to fucking grow again. I'm telling you, there was a part of me that forgot how to play. Like I was so fucking caught up in shit and business and all that and school and at the time. And I was like, bro, I forgot how to play. I forgot how to have a good time. How do I have a good time? Like, what the fuck? Like, it was blowing my mind. Like, bro, I cannot have a good time. This is so fucking trippy. You know what I'm saying? That shit really fucked with me, bro. And then I forgot how to fucking like take a break and how to fucking go for a walk and how to fucking enjoy a walk in the park. Like, I didn't even know how to do that. Like, that shit was blowing my mind, bro. Was I that far off? Man, unconsciously, we've been so far off, man. We don't know until we get back into the high level practice and teaches. Like, I take pride in knowing that I've gotten teachings that's not coming from a book. It's coming from a chi line, if you will. It's passed down knowledge that I have. Man, I wouldn't want nothing else, bro. I brag on that. That is my DHV. I have knowledge inside of me that's gonna die with me that has only been passed down from another high level individual that lived here before me, and I'm passing my knowledge on to next. Like, I'm part of that. You know what I'm saying? And no woman can fuck with that. Like, come on, man. These girls out here, bro. Stop playing. Anyways, continue to grow in uncomfortable situations, right? Do things that challenge your edge of your universe. Like, where is the edge of your universe? Wherever that is, in fitness, in relation to women, in business, and growing your character. Like, where is the edge? Okay, now time to take another step out there and find out where is that next piece. Don't remain inside your bubble like that. You got to keep growing. You got to kill that old version of yourself. That motherfucker is trying to hang on, trust me. That old self can only be alive if you allow it to live. All it takes is one decision. And you'll feel it, man. You'll feel it for sure. You'll feel it. You're here you are, like, sharp as hell doing this, and you get a thought of like, ah, man. And it's like, man, now I got to sit here and try to be confident and all this shit like that. No, it's not even about all that. It's about realizing your discomfort. It's just like yoga. Man, this is why yoga is so important. I'm going to yoga at 4:30. I'm excited. In yoga, you start learning when you're doing the poses, it's like, are you relaxed? Are you breathing? You start realizing when you live in your life, you're not relaxed and you're not breathing. It's a trip. And if your breathing is all fucked up, which is causing you to not be relaxed. So it's like, I guarantee you, if you just practice how to be relaxed and you practice on how to breathe, that's why having a physical exercise is important. You'll find deeper levels of yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that. Keep teaching the next level of mastery within yourself. Every time you show up to levels of mastery, you are unfolding or you're peeling a new layer of your mastery. You're exposing yourself to this potential mastery. And I'm only speaking from somebody that's further along on the path of that. And I'm bringing awareness to this world that I live in. And I hope to see you guys on the next week. This is Master Pyro tapping in, IMC TV. Thank you for everybody for joining. See you guys next week, Tuesday. Awesome.